Daniel for Vile, Jaconics Magazine Metal section. Today we're going to have a chat with Nox from Force.
Life takes life in order to survive. Succumb to time or die as free.
Man, thank you so much for your time. How you doing?
Doing fine. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, all good. Where are you at the moment?
I'm just at my house, just sitting on my porch.
Yeah, you're in Virginia, is that correct?
Yeah, Richmond.
Yeah, cool. Sounds great. So, today, obviously, we're going to be talking about your upcoming album. I know there have been already some singles that have been released from What Remains, which is going to be out on April the 28th. Is that correct?
Yeah, a couple of weeks from now.
Yeah, excellent. So, what can you tell us about it? Like, how was the recording process?
Recording was fun. It was fast. Far more laid back than any other time I've ever been in a recording studio. We just gotten off the road with At the Gates, and I think like the day or two after we got back from tour, we immediately went into the studio, and we were there on and off for about 2 weeks. But I think in total it took about a week to record.
Right.
So very fast.
Nice. It's a 32-minute album, right?
Yeah.
Cool. And
10 songs.
Yeah, 10 songs. Yeah. So, for example, from Retaliation till, this album, what's been the evolution or what been the changes that the band has gone through? From these all these albums.
I think it's just us growing up, honestly. When we first started in 2017, I think Zach was like 23. And Alex hadn't joined yet, but at that time, Alex was 21.
Right.
And I was the oldest at 27. Now I'm about to turn 33. I think Alex is 27 now or 26, getting close to it. But we're all grown up now. and I think growing up in that pivotal, like mid to late 20s period, growing up together in that crucial time frame, and getting better at our instruments and constantly touring and stuff. I think we've just generally gotten better and closer, better musicians and closer as friends and bandmates.
How do you meet? How did the band started?
I worked with our original drummer, Zach, or Isaac, excuse me. And they were all in this band called Outsider. Right. And can't remember exactly what happened, but they kind of I guess they broke up, but not really. So they started writing different stuff and wanted to change the name and kind of have a different approach to it. And that was the Enforce demo. So he sent that to me and asked if I wanted to write lyrics to it, because I've been doing vocals for local bands for a long time. And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll give it a shot. And recorded that, wrote those really fast, recorded it really fast, and now it's the demo.
Right. Pretty cool. So obviously, a lot of people here in Mexico, they are kind of new to the band. That's why obviously I'm kind of asking for some background, right, from the band.
Sure, that's fine.
Yeah. And where the name Enforce, where does it come from? How do you come up with this idea? Like
having bad ideas. We couldn't pick on a band name that we all liked, but that was the only one that was left on the board, so to speak. They were like, we don't love it, we don't hate it, let's just go with that one. And that was basically it. We're just like, well, it's kind of a dumb name, but it needs to have a sick logo. So we got our friend who's a tattoo artist to draw it up, and we were like, awesome. And that's the logo.
All right. That's pretty cool. So would you describe yourselves as, let's say, like more thrash metal, crossover? Which genre you think would be like the most accurate one?
I don't know, man. Just aggressive metal. It's just aggressive music. There's so much, like, I'll hear one definition of crossover and that'll be someone else's definition of thrash. And then I'll hear someone's definition of thrash and that's someone else's definition of crossover. Yeah. And it's like there's no consensus on any of this. So yeah, I'm gonna ignore all of it and just if you like really fast heavy aggressive metal. That's it.
That would be that would be enforced, right?
Yeah, no one can agree on what those terms mean, so I'm just not going to use them.
Yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense. And I mean, the first single on this album, it was Ultra Violence, right? That's the first one that you
Yeah,
released from this
it's the
album.
first step. Mm-hmm.
All right. Why did you guys I mean choose that one? Was there any particular reason or?
Because Century wanted to do a visualizer like lyric video,
Mhm.
and that's the shortest song,
Mhm.
and it's got the simplest lyrics.
Right.
So we're like, and it's a brutal short 2 minute song.
Mhm.
So we're like, that's a good little teaser single for people who've never heard it before. That's or are fans of ours. You know what to expect.
Right.
Just from 2 minutes, you kind of get the gist of the entire album.
Piercing silence, conceal the flaws, none of surviving.
What was the reason that it take like like a couple of years like to release this album? Was it because of the pandemic or it was just like touring
No,
or?
yeah, just touring. We couldn't really tour off of Kill Grid. That's why we toured so hard last year.
Uh-huh.
If we were able to tour in 2020 and into 2021, then I guess War Remains would be out now, or would have been out sooner.
Right.
But I don't know. We didn't really have a deadline for it, so we're just like, okay, we actually have downtime, and the album is written. Why don't we just go record it? All right, cool. Book tour time or studio time, and we were done. So just seemed like the right time.
Right. And I mean, how is it to like work with such a, let's say, like a big label like Century Media? I mean, because obviously it's like the dream of like loads of bands here in Mexico as well, like metal bands.
Yeah.
Yeah, how do you get there? Like, how did that happen?
They hit us up on Bandcamp.
Mhm.
I think we were in some article, some Bandcamp article, like top 9 thrash crossover bands to look out for, and we were number 9. And they hit us up, and we thought it was a joke because, like, why would Century Media be calling me? Like, we haven't even really toured that much,
Mhm.
like yet. We've only done like DIY tours and stuff that we booked ourselves.
Mhm.
So we're like, that's stupid. And then they kept hitting us up, and we're like, maybe this is real. So we looked up the name. Why didn't we do that in the first place? We just looked up the contact of who was hitting us up, and he was like, oh, he's like the president of Century Media. Like, oh, okay. Yeah, so we definitely hit him back. We're like, sorry it took so long. But yeah. I mean, and they've been great. I mean, it's gotten better over the years, definitely. It was kind of rocky at first, just because we sucked. Like, we didn't know what to do. We didn't know what to do with our hands. We were just kind of sitting there being like, I don't know about anything. And so they really helped us, like, to learn how everything's done. So this time around, it's been a cakewalk.
Right. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, they're great.
And what are like the I mean the plans for like this album regarding like touring? I mean, where are you planning to go? Like so far, I don't know what plans you have.
We're gonna go on tour with Venom Inc. and Exhumed and Acid Witch
Mhm.
for a few weeks in June into July. Then we're doing a leg of a tour that hasn't been announced yet, and then we're going on another full U.S. tour that hasn't been announced yet. And we were going to go on a different tour, but then we got passed up for that. So, but it's pretty much almost the rest of the year up until like November. It's like done.
Yeah. You got any plans on touring Latin America? Obviously Mexico in particular.
Yeah, I wish, man. Like probably next year, because I mean, this stuff is booked so far in advance that like, if we're basically wrapped up until October and no one's hit us up about anything, it's just like, that's not going to happen. Not this year, but definitely I've been wanting to hit up South America and Central America, and probably like a week in Mexico would be awesome.
Cool.
I would love to do that.
Yeah, definitely. We would love to see you here for sure.
For sure. I would love it.
Yeah. Sounds great, man. All right, man. So, I mean, I want to take you for your time. I know it's a quick interview, but I really appreciate it. We'll be obviously looking forward to the album on April the 28th, What Remains. And of course, we were looking forward to, see you here in Mexico sometime soon.
You'll be the first to know, man.
Yeah.